Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, anything I say is alleged and in my very, very personal opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. Some meat and potatoes, some housekeeping items. It is free to follow me. Free to follow me on this channel, Anonymous Tea. Free to follow me on my other channel, Anonymous Tea Podcast. There is new content over there. Follow me on the Tickety Talk at Anonymous Tea Podcast. Free to follow me on the Instagram. On the Instagram is at Anonymous Reality Tea. Free to share everywhere. Free to like the video so it gets out to the algorithm. Free to share with your family, your friends, and your foes, and coming or going, hit the like button. So today we're talking Love Island USA Season 7 postseason chaos, drama, whatever. The gift that keeps on giving, you guys. In this video, we're going to talk primarily about Huda and Amaya. So apparently Huda's TikTok had gotten banned, you guys. Had gotten taken down. I think it is because allegedly some of her fans, some of the international fans, are buying followers for her, which is a no-no for any of these platforms, whether it is Twitch, whether it is YouTube, whether it is Instagram, whether it is the tickety talk on the clock. It is not okay. It is not okay. It is not good for your account. They might shut it down. They might find it suspicious. However, they for whatever reason want to blame Shelly fans and Alandria fans. And it's like, listen, y'all, people got jobs. People got lives. The show ended last Sunday. So why are we still doing all this foolishness on the internet? And then what was bad, you guys, was somebody leaked a group chat of Huda's. And they were like, since our fave's TikTok is banned, let's keep reporting Alandria and Shelly's accounts. No. And then y'all tried to track down Alandria's father and tried to spread misinformation about him and tried to say all these things, and y'all came out with egg on y'all face. Y'all need to be careful about trying to dig up stuff on people, because y'all don't know who y'all digging up stuff on people. And if they choose to dig up stuff on you and you get a visit from the law, you get a visit from the popo, y'all not going to be happy. So I don't understand why y'all are taking these parasocial relationships to the extreme that you are. My question is, it has been nearly a week since Huda has been out the villa, and she has yet to get on any of her platforms to address her fans, which tells me everything I need to know. So as y'all know, Alandria and Shelly, I still stand by. I think Shelly blocked her behind because it was almost like a mutual, like this is it, this is done. So that told me maybe Shelly blocked her. However, Alandria had unfollowed Huda, and then eventually Huda unfollowed her back. The problem now is people, for whatever reason, are ragging on Amaya. And here's where I am on this. I think Amaya is one of those people who is just going to like anybody. It seems that there was misinformation that was spread, that Amaya knew the extent of how bad Huda was dragging her when Amaya had initial interest of Jeremiah when she first came in as a bombshell into the villa. But it was clear from Amaya's podcast interview she did not know the extent. And this is why I caution these islanders to watch these shows back. I understand that y'all have a bond that nobody else is going to understand by being locked up in a remote environment, a remote villa in Fiji for several weeks together, 24/7, no access to the outside world. But one of the things about the show is y'all need to see what was being said behind y'all backs. Y'all need to see what was being said behind y'all backs to either other islanders or up in these confessionals. You need to know who you are dealing with instead of latching on to people, right? And then I have a question for Mr. Amaya Papaya Brian. Why are you speaking on behalf of other islanders? So people were upset with Amaya because Amaya has not unfollowed Huda, and I'm here to tell you she's not going to. She's not going to. The only way Amaya is going to unfollow Huda is if Huda does something that crosses the line with Brian. Otherwise, she's not going to do it. She's one of those people that's like, it didn't happen to me. It's not my issue. Therefore, I'm going to be 10 toes down for Huda. That's how she rolls. That's how she operates. Now, for me, if there is problematic behavior that I am seeing you treat other friends and multiple other people, and eventually it could potentially come my way, I would start to, distance myself. But that's me. I would have that discernment. But it seems as though Amaya, she's on a high. She just won the show. She's trying to keep everything cute with everybody else. But it seems as though there's chaos. I want to know what's going on at that Airbnb, because there's clear tension between discourse between the things that Chris is saying in interviews about him and Huda versus what Huda is saying in the interviews about her and Chris, and it's like night and day. It's like, what is the truth? Y'all are telling two different versions of a story, and it's not aligning. So there's that. Then you have the issue where Huda has a hard-on for Shelly in these interviews, where she cannot keep Shelly's name out of her mouth to save her life. Like she cannot stop blaming Shelly for everything, and it is weird behavior, you guys. Like continuing to say, hey, I looked at I looked at how many fans I have. I looked at the fact that I'm the most followed out of the cast. So that tells me I'm vindicated. No, it tells me that there are some parasocial fans, and a lot of them are on Facebook, to be honest with you, that have identified with Huda's crashing out, have identified with inappropriate behavior as it pertains to men, have identified with snaking female friends or alleged female friends by going after their men or trying asexual things to try to get men's attention and all of this and all of that. They identify with Huda in those aspects because they are Huda in those aspects, right? And either it worked out for them or they didn't, but they are happy to see this baddies type of Zeus network level of behavior displayed on Peacock. And it is not lost on me that Peacock is in the comments of Huda's interview that I believe is up to 4.4 million views. They're up here basically saying job well done. And this is my problem with Peacock. This is my problem with Love Island USA. This is my problem with Ariana Maddox, is y'all are not unbiased. Y'all have y'all favorites, and production, the editing, the portrayal feeds into all of the frenzy. And it's not fair to these other islanders when y'all are on the mute challenge, when Shelly and Alandria to this day are receiving monkey emojis, chimpanzee emojis, all types of the negative racial stereotypes and references to animals in their comments. I am glad that Shelly on her latest post, which we're going to talk about in another video, decided to age restrict her post so that you teeny boppers, you teenagers that have come into the show and have infiltrated this show and decided that this was going to be a stand island and not Love Island. No. You're not going to be infiltrating the page, right? So nonetheless, people are mad at Amaya. Brian, for some reason, is going on live saying that him and Nicolas don't have an issue with Huda, so there won't be, this or that. No. As it pertains to Nick, I want to say this. Nicolas. As it pertains to Nick, says this. Because I like what Alandria and Nick have been giving me, right? I like what they have been giving me in these interviews. But Nicolas, I want to say this. You are romantically involved now with a black woman. There are certain struggles. There are certain issues. There are certain stereotypes, misrepresentations, misinterpretations. All of these things that black women have to deal with and have to still expect to put a smile on their face, still expect to be strong, expect to have poise and class and all of these things. And they are being maligned on the other side of things. And there has to be some discernment. There has to be some cognitive effort that if Alandria is aware of a meme of the George Floyd meme of Huda's face as the officer and allegedly trying to kneel on what is a photoshopped image of Alandria's face, that we've lost the plot. That is too far. And at some point, Huda needs to make a PSA to her fans, because don't give me that foolishness she did in the interview the other day. That was not a PSA. That was just kind of like, hey, hate is wrong, but there can be lines crossed, da 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 da. No, 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 no. You have to use your platform, use your 5 million followers that you keep bragging on, and say to the people, stop sending hate to Shelly and Alandria. Stop making any type of racist comments, racist anything on their platforms. If you support me, if you like me, support what I've got going on. But Huda, in her twisted mind, has decided that because she's had issues with Shelly, because she's been jealous of Shelly, and the positive attention that 6 different men had given her, and she didn't have to lift a finger, it is an all-out war on Shelly. And she's ignoring the racism against Shelly. She's ignoring the hate against Shelly. She's ignoring the fact that Shelly had to take a social media break. And then you're still taunting her in interviews, talking about basically, she needs to take up with her man what I did at the Heart Rate Challenge. A complete 180 of what you said in the villa. No, 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 no. And then you're up here talking about how good of a friend Alandria is to you. Well, if that is the case, why are you not a good friend to Alandria if you are saying into interviews nobody had your back? Nobody was there for you. You feel bullied. You feel isolated. The only person you can talk to are the therapists in the villa. That would indicate that none of the girls, specifically Alandria and Shelly, had your back. Even though in Shelly's goodbye message you sent her, you specifically said Shelly had your back. The problem, Huda, is you don't remember the last lie that you told. So then when anybody gives you any type of vindication that you were right for your crashing out behavior, that you were right for how you've treated these men, that you were right how you treated these black women and how you treated these black men, you completely play into that. And you feed off of the deluded fans that are supporting your nonsense. And you take no accountability. You don't apologize for anything. All of the apologies and the quote-unquote forgiveness things that you tried to do in the villa, all of that was just so you could have people talking to you again. But it wasn't coming from a place of somebody who genuinely was sorry, who genuinely looked at it from an actual perspective of I was in the wrong. It was always about taking accountability, and you didn't want to do that. You found a way specifically with the black women and black men to put on the tears, to call Jeremiah all those curse words and everything else, to victimize yourself against Chris, to victimize yourself in Alandria. From week 1, you were victimizing yourself against Alandria because you didn't like a comment that she made and you started crying. And she didn't even cuss you out or nothing. And then it was on to this weird Shelly obsession. No. Real accountability, and this is where Leah is different from you, is Leah had the balls to get on her platform and say, listen, look at here, you're not going to be coming for Janae, you're not going to be coming for Serena. And that's it, and that's all. Huda, I don't care who you're close with. I don't care who you're friends with. I don't care who you like or dislike in this cast. But all you have to say is, I am against racism. I do not like the way Shelly and Alandria are being treated, because here it is. Here's the back part of this. Is now the backlash is going to come to you. And now it's going to get to a point where eventually some people, once they find out whatever brand deals and things that you have coming up, people are going to try to contact those companies and block you from being a part of it. Or boycott those companies like people boycotted Target. And then that's not going to be a good look for you either. So the longer that you try to play victim and not acknowledge what you said and what you did to Shelly and Alandria and how you lied and how you played in their faces, it's going to be bad for you in the long run. And you can have all these followers, you can have all these supporters, even though I think some of them are bots. But your brand is overall bad for business. Yeah, you're going to get the clicks and the views. Yeah, you're going to get the clout. But ultimately, your out of order behavior in these interviews, your out of order antics is not going to be supported. So there is that. That is it. That is all for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.